And then these guys are all the same polarity, and these guys are the same polarity, and I should be able to... Ah! Fuck, 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 fuck. I don't know where that came from. Let's not do it again. Or did I step on a fucking poppet again? Dude, I got the PKcell industrial packaging. And if you think this is a lot, I got 2 boxes of these. These are premium PKcells. Why did I choose these? Well, it was between these and a different dog shit battery company. And I chose these because DankPods always references them, and it's funny. So we have 100 in here, and 100 more in the case I got on the table over there. Basically, what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be wiring up a crazy battery bank capable of, hopefully, powering up a desktop PC. I want to make a 9-volt operated desktop computer. And I originally said with alkaline cells, but this shit ain't even alkaline. These are carbon zinc batteries. Also, every single one of these is individually wrapped, so I look forward to the fun time we're gonna have individually unwrapping 200 batteries. Carbon zinc sounds like the most random battery possible. It's fine for like a smoke detector or something where it doesn't draw very much, but high impact is pretty rough on these. So of course, something where I'm gonna be pulling a ton of current is gonna be great for this specific purpose. But it would be cool to like wire a bunch of these up in series by clipping them into each other, and then having like an 1800 volt DC supply from the batteries. Here's the thing. I just want to see if we can get the PC to like boot. I don't know how long it's going to be able to run on these. Probably not very long at all, if I had to guess. But the initial burst current of a 9 volt of any like dry cell battery is actually, it's pretty decent. You can yoink like an amp out of these for a minute or two before you start really falling off and decroding the battery. Of course, we don't want to do that because it's gonna fucking fry the batteries instantly. So that's why we have so many of them. They're not gonna be wired in series. They're gonna be wired in parallel. We're gonna have 2 giant parallel banks. And then I have a 12 volt to 120 volt inverter, and we're gonna be running it off of that. All right, hang on. I want to try a little experiment first. Hopefully this doesn't fuck up too many batteries. Also, for anyone wondering how we're gonna hook these up finally, we're gonna put them all in a row like this, and then just we'll lay the wire on top and tape it down. That way they're all in parallel. All right, hang on. This is wiring them in series though. So in parallel, you increase current potential, but in series, you increase voltage. So by wiring these in series, every one that I add adds 9 volts to the circuit. And I'm adding 20, so I should have 180 volts across this. Granted, with low current, but that's still a lot of volts. All right, 199 volts. Holy shit, almost 200 volts from just 9 volts. Now, what happens if we, Don't try this at home, and then, like... You know, I don't think it's gonna spark much, but I'll put on glasses just so I don't... Whoa, did you see that? Oh, that's bright. Anyway, we probably shouldn't do that too much, because that really strains the batteries. And, we're actively taking away from the ability for this thing to power a PC. Pretty cool, though. Shows you the power of this mini. The actual current potential of a giant bank of these is probably pretty high, honestly. 30 minutes of gaming time. If we're able to power a PC for 30 minutes on this, I'm gonna be shocked. That's actually, like, crazy work, if we're able to get that out of it. There's so many more, and this isn't even all we got. Hang on, I should get the other box just for the visual here. These ain't the only PKcells I got. We got a true treasure trove of PKcells here. How much did this cost? This is $115, I believe, for all these batteries. It's expensive, I know. But I had to know, man. 10.1 volts on these guys, fresh. Which is pretty good. Hang on, let me get the rectifier so you can see what I got. This is a premium Harbor Fradium power supply. Or as an inverter, rather. I'm sure this thing will work fantastic. Power up to 4 devices at once. What is they getting that number for? Are they getting that number because it has 2 USB ports and 2 AC outlets? Alright. Sustain a little more. Wow, these are the shittiest connectors that I've ever seen. Actually, yeah, hang on a second. I have a giant step down to 12 volts regulator that I just have sitting around. So I guess I could pull that guy out. Here, hang on. I'm gonna plug this guy up and just plug him into my lab supply, because I'm kind of curious how much current it draws. The regulator that I have can step down like, I think it's like 5 amps. It's pretty high. Well, you know what we should probably do first? We should probably build the PC, then plug the PC into this guy, see how much current it draws running. It's booting up. 12 volts in. Output power. We have this water block on here, but we ain't fucking with that. Not today, brother. We're putting the AMD single fan back on it. I took this frame apart. And unfortunately, like many times when I take stuff apart, I took it apart as if I was never gonna put it back together. Does this go on the bottom like this? Yes, it does. I'm missing some parts. Where the fuck does this go? There we go. We need this, this is like a test bench type of setup. So this is what we're trying to rig up right now, just in case y'all are wondering what's up. This is gonna be so flimsy, I'm missing like half the parts. I don't have the other little like L brackets. I gotta find my little rail, motherfucker. But can it run Doom? Not only can this run Doom, it can run Doom 2016. Paste. Why the fuck is it stuck on like this? It's really stuck. Yeah, all the... Hang on. Everything is off of it. Why is it so stuck? Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We might have some problems, bros. I don't know if you can see this. Just pull it straight out? You got AM Ford, bro? Impressively, I think the pins are all straight. Oh my gosh, dude. It fucking yoinked it out of the damn socket? It's really stuck. Why is it so stuck? Alright, well, let's slide it off like that, then. Alright, that'll do it. Don't ever say that I didn't apply enough thermal paste. I don't want to ever be told that. Bro, use the thermal glue. Dude, Alright. Also, this shit wobbles around if it doesn't actively have something. I think this mount just sucks ass, honestly. Shit, I hope I have the original mount. Okay. It's got thumb screws that are much easier to use a screwdriver on. Rotate this guy the other direction. This shit's gonna push on the RAM. Alright, let's put the power supply back on it. This guy here. We're running a 500 watt peak. We won't be drawing 500 though. We don't have a GPU, which is your main source of power draw. Dude, I'm missing like all the screws to mount him in. Oh, no. I know. I bet I got the screws in here, actually. Fuck that. Put on socks, walk on carpet. I'm doing this in my bare toes. That's how you know it's safe. I definitely got the right screw somewhere in here, right? Surely. This one looks about right. Yeah, baby. That one was right. Not even the mandals? Nah, I am wearing the mandals. What? Wait, why? What do you mean the mandals? Now, technically, I'm only promising that we're going to be able to boot the PC off the batteries, but it would be really cool if we were able to boot the PC and run the monitor off the batteries. That would be pretty sick. And the hard drive is already on there. It's this little NVMe guy. So this should be an effective little bench testable PC now. Now, we're setting up the thing here just to make sure it functions as is. The main reason for this is that I need to see what the current draw of this PC is on a 12 volt supply. So I'm gonna plug it into my power supply see if my power supply can handle running an inverter, which is then running the PC. So here, inverter, power supply, turn on the inverter, plug this into the inverter. Oh, shit. I have to start it. Hang on, I forgot to add a power button. Shit. Hang on a second. It's already natively just drawing more current in idle, so we're looking great, basically. Which pins do I have to short? We can jumpstart this. It's one of these. Oh, there we go. It looked like we hit 5 amp startup there, and now we're at 3.5 amps. It's jumping up to 6 randomly. Devices changed, CPU or memory. CMOS has not been retained. Oh, fantastic. Booting into Windows, we're still drawing about 3.5 amps. Honestly, not bad so far. This shit's running on like 60 watts. It looks like is the top that it's hitting. It's kind of jumping all over the place while it goes through. Okay, it's going up. 60. Oh, it hit 70 there for a second. Now, here's what I'm also curious about. What if I run the screen also on the inverter? All right, we're hitting 80. The screen draws like almost as much power as the PC. Booting Windows 11 and running stable is a test in of itself. You know it, brother. And now it's stable at 65, running both the screen and this. And this doesn't have peripherals, so no mouse or keyboard, which we're gonna need, which will increase it slightly. All right, we're gonna go for just the PC then when we're running it. Because this thing fucking, wow. That's got the fucking vice grip on it. It drops from 65 to 38 when you unplug the screen. All right, let's turn it off. Not a proper shutdown, but I don't think it'll be too affected. We ain't running anything. Let's pull this guy over here. All right, we have our benchmark now for the amount of power that this is gonna take. We can totally do it, and we have our PC set up. So now is for the fun part. We gotta build our battery bank, which is gonna involve a lot of wires and duct tape. Scared for this PC. We gotta open all these fuckers out of the packaging, all these PKcells. If you split a Romex cable, you can make a bus bar. I'm way ahead of you, dog. We are gonna be making a giant bus bar out of split cable. That's how I did with the capacitor banks I soldered together when I made my railgun. I gotta bring back the railgun, man. It's dangerous, so you gotta be careful for sure, but like, it's a great concept. Alright, we fully shucked one box of 100 PKcells. Now, we just need to wire these fucks in parallel. Did you guys know inside of a 9-volt is more batteries? But if you crack open one of these, there's 6 tiny batteries inside of it. Yeah, 6 quadruple A batteries. And look inside. Alright, take the metal shield off, and you can see there's a little collection of individual cells inside of it. And you can actually take this further. If you want to disassemble it fully, you can take this apart. And they're all, I think they're spot welded. So if you ever need something that needs a quadruple A and you don't want to go to the store and pay a ludicrous price for it because it's a weird niche battery, you got a 9-volt kicking around. You got 6 quadruple A cells inside of there. Let's get our quadruple A's somewhere else. All right, now it's time to start making banks. We could probably build it into the box, but I kind of want the PKcell brand visible, just for the hell of having it, you know? Also, if we did it in the box, we're losing a little efficiency because we gotta do a lot of fucking rows. It'll be better to have longer rows that we can stack vertically. I'm thinking we do rows of 20, like this. I don't know. It depends on how many we can get, like, stable. I think we should probably... Hang on a second. Yeah. Let's do... Tape shut 5 cells in a single, like, brick. So that's 4 bundles per row, but then wire them in rows. We can also print out the PKcell logo. Let's split it horizontally and then do this. Yeah. That works. I don't think it's worth it to make a jig. I think I could just do this. Depends on how long it takes to make a jig, I guess. One new, yeah, one wrong battery's a new hole in the table, boys. Oh, imagine the voltage with this configuration. Oh my gosh. All right, there's so many too. All right, hang on. Let's see the most efficient way to wire this boy. Maybe we shouldn't use all 200. I don't think we need all 200 to power it up, but maybe we do. I don't know. Oh, that's a lot of 9 volts, you may be thinking. Well, guess what, motherfucker? We got a whole box more! Alright, hang on a second. I'll take this guy out because he doesn't match. And then these guys will be our spares. Our spare banks. This should be enough. Also, this weighs a lot. This is a lot. I'm wondering what the most efficient wiring combo on this is. It's gonna start really stressing the batteries if we use too few. Oh, hang on, shit. I gotta check and make sure, I do have a giant, 12-volt rectifier on this guy. Let's borrow him for this project real fast. There's 195 batteries in this right here, yeah. I have 5 that I've kept to the side as spares. Input 8 to 40 volts, output 12 volts. Excellent. Now, it says 3 amp max. Not quite what we need here. We need a little bit more juice than that, but it can probably be overdriven, right? 36 watt DC-DC converter. All right, 36 watts. I mean, at idle, it's 36 watts. As long as it doesn't get too hot, it should be fine. All right, let's set this guy up. Let's take away a couple banks, actually. So we'll have these as spares in case we have any problems. I think what we want to do is, yeah, this will be one, this will be the other. So this will be one 9-volt bank, and this will be a second 9-volt bank, and then these will get wired in series to give us our 18 volts. That will feed into this converter. That will get output as 12 volts into the rectifier, and then that gets converted into 120 volts AC, which gets used by the power supply of the computer, and then gets rectified back down into multiple 12 volt, 18 volt, and 3 volt lines. All right, I think we do 3 rows like that. The reason why I want them arranged like this is so that we can have single long rails down that connect them all together. Yeah, baby. Ooh, this width is actually perfect for making a big aluminum foil bullshit. And now we need to be really careful that we don't short out a bunch of the cells at once, or we're gonna have the world's biggest hand warmer, and the stream will be over instantly. Oh no, not the aluminum foil strip. What's wrong with the aluminum foil strip? Y'all worry too much. Where's your sense of adventure? All right. Flipping it upside down like this kind of makes it easier to... I feel like I should, like, strap it in a little bit more. Because it's wanting to, like, bow out a bit. Here we go. We got 1 bank down. 1 more to go. All right, we got them all set up now. We could lay these on top of each other, but it would be... I probably shouldn't lay them on top of each other, like... spicy side out. It should probably be... lay them on top of each other like this. And then these guys are all the same polarity, and these guys are the same polarity, and I should be able to... Oh! Fuck, 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 fuck! I don't know where that came from. But, let's not do it again. Or did I step on a fucking poppet again? Hang on, wait, did you guys see a spark? Or did I step on... because I spilled those all over the floor. If I stepped on one of those, that's a fucking, like, devious bit. That's an accidental devious bit. Think it came from the battery? Uh-oh. Well, it looks like... you're not hot. Sounded further from the mic. I didn't see any light. Dude, I think I stepped on a fucking poppet. Because I did move my foot right before it happened. And I keep stepping on them and jump scaring myself. But that was... literally the worst timing. You could see the fucking puppet chunk blast into view. Oh my gosh, it actually was a puppet then. All right, negative. All right. Okay, we got the polarity right on all these, which is good. I don't really know how we would have gotten it wrong, but you know, bada bing, bada boom, and all that. Gonna do this again, and this time not scare myself to death. We gotta assemble this bank of batteries. I don't know if you guys can see how, I guess if I put it on its side, you can see how it looks. Bummer was a paid actor. It's not a paid actor, I promise. I swear, I literally thought I was about to die for a second. It's just missing one thing. This is the true mother PKcell. Make sure our voltage is still stable out of our mega cell. Oh, it's negative, sorry. Minus positives on the top, negatives on the bottom. Alright, well, that looks pretty damn good to me. I don't know why you keep stacking them, because I want the weight on one to make sure the foil on the other is making contact. That's important. We need a little more tin foil to get this battery bank working. This is what they're doing at the Tesla headquarters. They just ain't gonna tell you about it. You gotta admit, like, for all the jankiness, this is a great visual. Low DC shutoff? Fuck. Alright, hang on. We're gonna have to use option 2 here, which is this guy. Those contacts are gonna melt? I really hope not. Remember, kids, this is a great project to bring with you on your next flight. And we gotta just check. 12.29! Alright, baby. 9 volts at 75 amps. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, it's being bottlenecked through this guy. This converter on the end. But nonetheless. Alright, y'all know what time it is. We got the mega cell working. Holy shit, it's so heavy. We got the mega cell working. It's time to armor up. Inverter on. 12.3 volts. Power supply on. And finally... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can it not boot it? Oh, no! Wait, can it not handle the inrush current? Uh-oh. Remove the regulator. The regulator is fucking with it, I think. Because that does have a current cap on it that's higher than what's needed to start this PC. It's pulling it so low that it's dropping voltage. You know what we might have to do here? We might have to jumpstart this. Attach the nipples. Alright, we need a real jumpstart here. So here's the idea. Here's the concept. We have it side load onto this. This is running in parallel. And then once it starts, and it has that initial, like, kick on, then we disconnect this, use the air compressor to run the blades, and try to start it. Hopefully this doesn't backfeed current or some bullshit. Oh! We're starting, and this is supplying only 10 watts of power. Okay, it's booting, it's booting. Now, let's see if I disconnect this, if it dies instantly. Fuck! Remove the cringe inhibitor, then it's gonna overload. It's gonna either be undervolt or overvolt the inverter. That's the whole problem. Alright, let's see if we can go. That cutout even be kickstarted. Let's kickstart it from the opposite end. Kickstart from this side. Get us on. See where we're going. Okay. There we go. There we go. It is using like weight. Okay, you see it dropping. It's trying to drop below the fall off. But we're giving it the little boost. Okay, okay. Let's wait until it fully boots up, which is when it's done using most of its power. Dude, having the mouse and keyboard is actually drawing so much more power. When I unplug these, look, the voltage instantly goes up. Alright, now, I'm gonna disconnect the jump start, and we're gonna see if it lives at all. 3, 2, 1. It lived for like 3 seconds! Froze! It was there! It was there for a few seconds! It lived! It lived temporarily. Batteries are at 12 volts now. Hang on, wait, if I turn this off, does it recover? Yeah, they do. The keyboard adds like 10 watts. It's part of why it was struggling so much. Why did the keyboard and mouse add so much? I didn't use those initially.